Yes, people, right now we're on Zoopla. We're taking a look at the aftermath of the budget which has taken place from the UK Chancellor Rachel Reeves, a member of the Labour Party. So the Labour Party basically announced their autumn budget just recently, and let's see how that's impacting the property sector. So, okay, let's see what's going on here. So the key takeaways according to this article on Zoopla. So basically, widely speculated property tax on homes over £500,000 has been avoided, providing a boost for the market and likely to reboot activity after months of hesitation. So obviously, houses, people that are looking for houses around the half million mark will still be able to buy and sell there without having to suffer too much in terms of the taxes. There'll be a new mansion tax though for those homes which are over £2 million. So this is going to impact around about 0.5%, so less than 1% of UK homes, and 85% of those are in London, the southeast. So, yes, it's going to dramatically impact properties in the south of England. Obviously, you probably heard of the north south divide. Down south, the properties and the living expenses and also the wages are a lot higher in all that sense. So, we tend to see the north south divide, with the south of the country being more wealthy, uh, and lots of more economic development, more money basically in the south. So you're going to find properties which are millions of pounds more in that region in the south of England, and especially in the London area, obviously being the capital. So properties where the value is more than 2 million, they're going to have to pay a tax, and it has been dubbed the mansion tax. No change to stamp duty right now, which means buyers in lower value housing markets will only pay modest amounts of stamp duty. Basically bans for stamp duty was set a decade ago, and average home buyers are paying more over time. So there probably needs to be an upgrading on that system to reflect more modern, economics and context. Landlords will have to pay high rates of income tax for property income, piling more pressure on the rental sector. Because when you get issues like that, where landlords are having to basically their costs have increased or they're having to spend more or pay more, then it's inevitable that they're going to pass these costs on to the tenant over time. Obviously, that's going to impact the tenant more negatively. So the Chancellor has basically unveiled property tax changes in the budget as she's looking to plug a £20 billion hole in the economy of the United Kingdom. So it's the second budget since Labour came into power. She's revealed various different kinds of tax rises and so on, things like electrical vehicle tax, some other elements such as the child cap benefit has been removed, so that'll be helpful to take children out of poverty. Um, and then basically, there's been a lot of speculation around capital gains tax or levy on rental income. So let's see some of the key takeaways. So as we mentioned, there's no new annual tax on homes over 500k. That's half a million. So the removal of uncertainty around annualized property tax might bring relief to the owners of basically 210,000 properties on the market, which is basically above £500,000. With that threat lifted, buy interest is expected to strengthen. So obviously, more people will be looking to purchase those higher end properties, uh, as because obviously there's no additional taxes coming in for those properties at that range. Existing stamp duty system therefore remains intact. Buyers in England and Northern Ireland continue to pay stamp duty on homes priced above 125k, with first time buyers retaining a £300,000 threshold on properties costing £500,000 or less. This remains a one off payment due upon completion. Sellers don't need to adjust their asking prices to absorb annual charge, preserving affordability as such. Avoids the cliff edge effect that might have emerged around the 500k mark. Now, obviously, properties have gone up massively over the last decade or 2 decades. So there are a lot of more properties which are, above 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and more, even more than that. So a mansion tax, a dreaded mansion tax for the, those who are deemed more wealthier, who have homes of 2 million plus. So, new high value council tax surcharge is going to be applied to more than 100k, 100,000 homes, the most expensive homes with over £2 million in England from 2028. So, not immediately, a couple of years' time. They're calling this a mansion tax. Now, the Chancellor reported annual cost of 2,500 for properties worth more than 2 million, rising to 7,500 for properties with more than basically worth more than 5 million. For a 2 million home, this is less than double the average council tax today and maybe less than many feared. The mansion tax will affect only a small share of homes, which are heavily concentrated in London and the southeast, as we discussed the north-south divide. So this is going to be interesting because this is going to affect a lot of people. So obviously landlords like myself, maybe you and others. So property income tax for landlords. So the Chancellor has announced that landlords will face increased property tax rates from April 2027. Basic, higher, and additional rates of income tax for property income will each increase by 2%, taking them to 22%, 42%, and 47% respectively. The move is unlikely to unsettle landlords further. It comes after Reeves raised stamp duty on the purchase of additional homes from 3 to 5% in last year's budget. Now, further regulations for landlords to navigate renters' rights bill has been a nightmare. So a lot of landlords have been looking at the renters' right bill and basically the tenants' rights and so on. And it has led to a lot more landlords looking to sell their properties or undertaking Section 21 evictions early before the changes come in next year in May in 2026. So landlords are exiting, selling their homes, properties out. So that's going to reduce the amount of properties available for families and people and individuals to rent in the marketplace, which obviously will increase pressure and potentially increase also rents as well. So that is a big problem there. So landlords have faced higher costs over the number of years, and more costs are causing the landlords to raise rents and also exit the market. Now, this is not going to be particularly good. So rent controls are potentially on the horizon. Potentially they could be happening soon. Certain parties like the Green Party have talked about getting rid of landlords altogether. So this is obviously going to affect the real estate and the property sector here in the UK. Do let us know what you think about the autumn budget. Has it affected you? Will it affect you? What do you think about the Chancellor's decision and the taxes in regards to the property sector in the United Kingdom? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.